What's happening, all of y'all? This is your main man, Frank Kern, coming to you live. I can't remember the date, 23rd, I think. And what we're going to talk about is part 2 of how to thrive during all of this weirdness. So I'm going to share my screen with you. I'm also going to go ahead and make you an offer. If you find what we're talking about helpful and you would like a free strategery session with my office, that's the right way to say it, please go to kerncall.com. And you can learn more about that and schedule there. I'll go ahead and put that in the comments. If you can hear me, please let me know. I know there's a little bit of a lag on this thing, and that's kind of funky. Let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to share my screen with you, and then if you would be kind enough to let me know if you can see it, that would be great. So you probably see a blank screen right now, and hopefully, there we go. You should see my keynote stuff. So y'all see the keynote stuff and the on the screen and all of that. You should. You know what? Cool. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate it. Okay, so let's get going. This is part 2 of how to thrive during the weirdness. Okay, I'll hit play. And hitting play, I can no longer see your comments right now because it took up both monitors. But this won't take too long, and then I'll answer some of your questions when we're done. All right. So I did my first update last week. I did one on the 17th and one on the 18th, or either one on the 18th and one on the 19th. I can't remember. And so I just want to update you on what's happened since then. And a lot of stuff to be optimistic about, really, from at least an advertising and internet business standpoint. So number one, I'm not a medical professional or any other type of professional for that matter. Nobody should listen to me ever about anything under any circumstances for any reason. There you go. Okay, so here's what we're going to do, all right, during this little live update for you. By the way, for anyone curious how I'm getting the slides to show up on Facebook like this, I'm using a really cool tool called StreamYard. I do not know them. They do not pay me to endorse them. I just think it's cool. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to look at what's going on, the lay of the land. We're going to look at what was going on before I updated you last, which was either the 18th or 19th. I can't remember. Sorry. And we're going to look at what's happened since I updated you. So it hasn't been that long, like 5 or 6 days. But right now, stuff is changing so fast. I just kind of want to keep you in the loop, you know? And I'm going to give you some ideas on exactly what to do. And spoiler alert, what you should be doing is using intent-based branding. So here is a 3-second overview of what intent-based branding is. All right, here we go. I'm going to go super fast. I don't bore the people who already know what it is. Number one, you take stuff that's relevant to what you sell and you show it as video ads to total strangers on social media. Number two, the folks who watch them and engage with those ads, you retarget them now with more video content, and you also retarget them with like regular ads that say, hey, go buy some stuff. That's kind of the 3 steps to intent-based branding. There's more to it, obviously, but that's kind of how it works. Simultaneously, you also want to be testing, hey, go buy stuff ads, or hey, become a lead ads, also known as conversion ads. You want to be testing those to total strangers using something called the Miser method. All right, so I know I went super fast there, but just to kind of give you a big picture overview of what intent-based branding is. Let me now kind of show you some examples. All right, so first off, let's get the lay of the land. Hasn't changed much. Shared this with you in the last update. All right, this is from an article that eMarketer and Business Insider Intelligence did, and here's what they said was going to happen and is happening. Number one, they said a lot of people are going to be on social media. I'm not going to read this little clip to you. I'll translate it. A whole bunch of people are going to spend more time on social media. Well, I think we're through our first week of self-containment, or whatever the right word is there. I think we can all agree that more people are spending more time on social media. It's my belief and personal experience that social media is the new newspaper, radio, and television all rolled into one. So what this means for us is, as marketers and as content providers and as leaders of whatever market we're trying to serve, we've got a lot more opportunity to get in front of our market than we ever have. So that's thing number one, lay of the land. Thing number two, spread of ye old virus is likely to boost digital media consumption across the board. Here's what that translates to. more people are going to consume more content. Like you're watching this right now. Why? Because they're on their freaking phone, stuck at home, bored out of their mind, right? So content, if it's done properly, either pre-sells or actually sells. Therefore, it is a good thing that we have more opportunity to get more people to consume more content right now. So that's good, especially if the content is genuinely helpful to them, which I'll give you a framework of exactly how to make your content genuinely helpful to people. And I'll give you some examples. Let's go forward. Big shocker here. E-commerce is likely to grow as consumers like stop going to stores and stuff. No kidding, right? So what that means is more people are going to buy more stuff online. I think if you do some research, you'll see that's already happening. You and I sell stuff online. So there's at least a little silver lining in that, so that's pretty good. And this is a big one. All right. Global media ad spending, meaning the amount of people spending money on ads, that's likely to take a hit. They say it's mostly attributable to China. It's hard to say attributable. I disagree. So here's what that means. Our competition's probably going to be spending less money on ads. As a result of that, ad costs are going to go down. And I'm going to show you some very compelling just screenshots of my own accounts that really sort of back up this theory here. Because ad costs are going down, that means that we can get in front of more people for less money. And I'm going to show you why I disagree with this statement that it's attributable only to China, because I ain't advertising in China, and you're about to see my ad costs. I'm going to take you through all the stuff that I'm doing. It's pretty cool. Okay, so last week, lay of the land section still, here's what was going on before I gave you the first update, right? So as you know, I use intent-based branding. Phase 1 of intent-based branding is you show video ads to total strangers. So I show one video ad right now to total strangers. Is this one. It's 1 minute and 56 seconds. All right. So I took this screenshot on March 17th. I took it like the morning right before I did the first update or something. And you can see that I was getting people, if you look over here, I was getting people to complete my almost 2-minute video commercial for 1.5 cents, a little less than 1.5 cents. Now that was on one day, so that's kind of like a little snapshot. And I'm going to show you kind of what's happened over time. Okay, so that was last week. Also, phase 2 of intent-based branding is if they watch your first content, then you start showing them more content and stuff, right? So this is from before the first update. So the beginning of March, if you look at your screen, hopefully it's easy to see. I kind of highlighted it here for you. March 1st through 18th. This is a 38-minute and 19-second video ad that I run. And it's shown only to people who saw that first one. All right. So during that time period, gotta love the flames. During that time period, I was paying 44 cents to get somebody to watch, God help them, 38 minutes and 19 seconds of me just rambling. So that's like really, really cheap. I mean, think about that. That's longer than a sitcom, and they're watching the entire thing. It was costing 44 cents. And this is before I started updating you last week. All right. So also, before the first update last week, I was running webinar ads. And this is actually an on-demand class. It's not a traditional webinar. You opt in and the video is just right there. You don't have to wait. So I was getting opt-ins, AKA leads, for roughly on average $2.47, which is pretty good. I'll take it, forever. Now, what happened since the last update, right? So right now I'm doing this for you on, I'm embarrassed to have forgotten the date, the 23rd of whatever this month is, March. So what's happened since then? Well, let me show you. Okay, so numero uno. I turned off all of my ads about consulting, all of my webinars about certification, and switched everything over to here's how to get more customers from the internet as a pivot, because I think the entire business community is like, okay, what do I do to get more customers? And this happens to serve them. So that's thing number one that I started doing. I also launched Facebook lead ads to generate leads from both people who are consuming my intent-based branding stuff. And I also used that little miser method thing of showing ads to total strangers to see if I can get them to become leads. And I'll show you the stats from that in a minute. I also started selling my book. And so these are direct sale ads. So prior to the update of last week, I was just running lead generation. I wasn't actually trying to sell anything. So I started launching, okay, go buy something ads, did it to strangers and people who've been watching my intent-based branding stuff as well. I'll show you those stats here in a minute. And I also work with other clients. I've got a client in the non-marketing space who had never made Facebook work before. Kind of was like, that's not going to work for me. I'm like, dude, it's going to work. Let's try something. And he's building audiences right now. And I'll show you some stats from his campaign too. Very, very promising, very optimistic stuff. And he has nothing to do with business or marketing. He's in skincare. All right. So observation number one, since I last updated you, which again, has only been like 4 days, but so much stuff is going on. I figured let's just document everything and share it as it happens. So observation number one, people are really consuming content. So remember this guy? This is the video. It's, shown to total strangers. So once I started seeing that, man, people are really consuming this, I upped the budgets and started spending more money on showing strangers that ad because I wanted to get them into a retargeting audience. So here's the date range, March 19th through the 23rd. Here's the total spend here, $1,248.20. This is just showing this ad right here, just a video of me just talking. Pretty boring ad, unless you really like marketing and stuff. I had 60,472 people watch the entire thing. 60,000 freaking people. That's 2.6 cents to get a total stranger to watch me for 2 minutes talking about content marketing. So I'll take that forever. That's like great. So at higher budgets and at bigger scale, people are really consuming content like crazy. What are they doing in terms of longer form content? So remember the second phase of intent-based branding is once they engage with that first ad that I just showed you, which they're doing for super cheap, then I start showing them all kinds of other videos. So I gave you the stats on this guy, right? From pre-update. That's not the only video that I use for folks who are like, I call them my warm audience. I also refer to it as an invisible list, people who have engaged with my stuff, on the top level. So I'm showing them all kinds of videos. So this one's still working. Here's everything I'm showing them, right? So I turned off everything except for ads about getting customers from the internet. And these are all video ads. Here's this one, right? So how to write good is the name of that one, 38 minutes and 19 cents. The cost per completion went down. It went from 44 cents pre-update. Now it's 33 cents to get a already pre-indoctrinated person to watch 38 minutes and 19 seconds of me talking about writing and stuff, which, you're bored. That's what you're doing. You know what I mean? And so let me show you the other stuff I'm running. I won't show you the ads themselves. All of these videos, by the way, are old. These were all shot in like 2017-ish, 2018 maybe, can't remember, but like a long time ago. I'm just using older videos because with better older stuff than nothing. So this one right here, 4 minutes and 45 seconds. It's costing me 29 cents to get someone to watch the whole thing. This one right here is an interview that I did with my friend Bedros Keuilian. Great guy, by the way. 28 cents to get someone to watch the whole thing. Here's one I did about comparing social media ads to Super Bowl ads. 4 minutes and 59 seconds. It's costing me 15 cents to get someone to watch the whole thing. Here's this super long one. This is like kind of the star of the show right now. This is really working. 33 cents, as I told you. And here's one that's like doing okay. 34 cents, but it's 6 minutes and 35 seconds. So phase one, total stranger, consume some content that's helpful. Phase two, show them more content that's helpful. Reason I'm sharing all this stuff with you is they are consuming the more content that is helpful. Like all of these costs are way lower than normal. Here is now observation number one still. I think it should be observation number two. But anyway, observation number next. It's not just marketing stuff. So it's real easy to be like, yeah, dude, but it's just because you're talking about marketing stuff. What if I'm in the XYZ business? This is from a client. I can't show you the person's ads and disclose their site because they're a client, but I advise them to like, hey man, just kind of, because he hated Facebook, right? Hated social media ads. It didn't work well for him in the past. I was like, dude, let me just kind of help you out with this. So on Friday the 20th, launch some campaigns. This one is about a minute and a half. It's a video commercial for skincare stuff. Look at the numbers here. spent $27.22, got 1,340 people to watch 100% of that. That's 2 cents to get someone to watch a 90-second, well, 90-plus second video commercial about skincare. It's not just marketing. Ad costs are down. If you sell things on the internet, please don't sit on your hands. Like, I don't want to, come across as, okay, yay, let's take advantage of a bad situation. I can't change the bad situation. I wish I could. If I could, I would. Dude, it'd be great. It would be like, that's the guy that got rid of the coronavirus, but I can't. But I can advise you that, hey, ad costs are down. This means that you can start really building your brand, getting more customers. It's potentially, if you're anything like what I'm saying, significantly less money. Let's keep going. Okay. Observation number 2, people are buying stuff from the social media ads. All right. So look at our date range, March 18th, last update, to March 23rd, today. What you see right here is these are my campaigns that are selling my book. So these drive people to my webpage for my book, frankkernbook.com, the Convert 2.0 book. Did a little math here, went crazy. $447.27 in ad spend. This is what that campaign yielded. Notice this is called Convert Book Facebook. I'm tracking it, from that particular media source. $2,533.20. Now, I got to give you a disclaimer. That's unusually high. See, this one person just happened to have bought a $9.97 upsell. So usually my average cart value is around $44, $43 or something. So in a normal, typically this would have been about $1,500. Just full disclosure. I don't want to be like inflating the numbers, but still, dude, they're buying stuff. Okay. So like, it's not like people are not buying anything or anything like that. I don't know. I duplicated that slide for some reason, whatever. Okay. Oh, from a $400 ad spend. So it's pretty good net there, right? Pretty good. I'll take it. But 400 in, got 2,500 out. I'll take it. Not too shabby. Observation number next. I really think I got my observation numbers out of whack here. This is global. So what I did was another test where I'm taking that same book, my Convert book, and I'm taking it and running it to people who already know me and to strangers, but I'm doing it worldwide and excluding the United States, excluding Canada, excluding Australia, and excluding UK, right? So all the other ads I'm showing you, that's only for US, England, Australia, and Canada, right? So what about the other countries? Are they buying stuff? Yes, they are. And Facebook stats are off a lot sometimes. So these are the numbers. I just launched this campaign. I think it finally went live like on Friday or something. It took forever. So the whopping spend here is $62.61. Now let's see what it's really sold. The Facebook consult's saying it's gotten 4 sales, but watch this. Okay. Famous last redneck words, by the way. Hey, y'all watch this. All right. So let's see. I'm going to get that off of that monitor. Wonder if y'all can still hear me. I think so. I don't know. Okay. So there we go. Now, look at this. I have a separate funnel called Convert Book Facebook Worldwide. This is a specific funnel that sells the exact same book. It's an identical web page. It's just tracking worldwide campaigns and not the other ones, just to see, like, okay, what's the rest of the world doing? Is it just America? So let's have a look. I'm going to come in here. I'm going to go to stats. I'm going to wait 723 years. I'm going to switch it to the proper date range, which I think was the 19th through today. Hit apply the old filter. And let's see, 12 sales for $148.20 in revenue. Now, if we come back over here, and this is why I was saying, hey, man, you got to kind of trust but verify with the old Facebooks sometime. Dang it, get off of there. Let's see here. There we go. Yeah, so it said 3, but we really made $142 and sold a lot. So that's pretty good, doubled the money on the ad. So granted, it's a small test. I just started it, but worldwide, it seems like people are also still buying stuff, which is great. Observation number 3, lead costs are way down. So since I updated you last time, also started, like I said, running Facebook lead ads to total strangers and to people who have already watched my intent-based branding stuff. So look at these costs. This is bonkers. Okay. So this is the total strangers campaign right here. See one at the bottom? It's $1.49 for a total stranger to opt in to learn about getting customers on the internet using social media. I'm getting their full name, their phone number, their email address, and they're answering survey questions about whether or not they advertise for $1.49. If they have seen my intent-based branding stuff, it's costing me $1.06. Crazy. All right. This is some of the best lead costs I've ever seen. Now, and if you're in some industries, you might be like, that doesn't seem like it's that cheap. But in my industry, when I'm competing with other business-to-business marketers, like that's a really, really cheap lead cost. My competition is some of the smartest, most brilliant marketing people in the world. So it's more expensive usually. So this is great. I'll take it. These lead costs are way down, totally lining up with everything that article kind of said. Like, yeah, lead or ad costs are going to go down. More people are consuming content. More people are on social media. So far, so good. Everything seems to be sort of working. So what do we do with this knowledge? How do you take advantage of it and do it in a way that's like really cool and helpful? Well, number one, double down. This is not the time to like go quiet or just wait and see. If you're in a business that sells things on the internet, now some businesses, will address it, right? Some businesses it might not be applicable to. Like if you own a restaurant or something, if you're a travel agency, I don't really know, but if you're selling things on the internet, people are buying things on the internet. Double down. Build your invisible list. I'll show you what that is in a minute. This is a huge asset to your business and is cheaper, potentially cheaper than ever before to actually do this. I'm saying potentially because I don't know. I can't quantify that for sure, but it seems like it. And so I'll explain that in a minute. And the third thing is lead your marketplace. And the fourth thing is make offers. So let's dive into this. Number one, an invisible list is the group of people who watch that very first in intent-based branding, the group of people who watch that very first content video, that little video ad. If they engage with that or if they watch it, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all the social media channels, they'll store them as a custom audience for you if you tell them to. What I like to do is I like to say, hey, show me everyone who's done this over the past couple of weeks. Because if they're older than a couple of weeks, they're not really that fresh. Look at this. It's taking me a couple of weeks. 140,000 people are in my invisible list now. And I'm scaling this up. I'm like, dude, I'm going to keep on adding people here because it's working. So use intent-based branding to build this invisible list. Whenever you see these really lower lead costs, just like the people who didn't know me, it's cost me $1.40 something to get a lead. The people in my invisible list is costing me like $1.06. That's a significantly cheaper price, like 30% less. That's why, because they're right here. So that's what an invisible list is. Now let's talk about what do you say to actually get somebody in your invisible list and to keep them there and to genuinely help them. All right. So this is where we all have an opportunity to step up and lead our marketplaces where it's appropriate. So here's the 3-part marketing style leadership framework. I'm the last person in the world to talk about like corporate leadership or something, but from a marketing standpoint and what to say in your marketing to be a good leader of your marketplace, here's what to do. Number one, can't say it enough, use intent-based branding to put this out in front of your marketplace as much as you can stand because it's helpful, right? And you want to be the person being the most helpful. You want to be in front of them all the time. So they're like, this person is helpful. I like them. I want to do business with them. Makes sense. So step number one, in terms of what to say, number one, you want to address their worries and concerns as they relate to how you serve your market. And I'll give you some examples in a minute, but that's step number one. Step number two is you want to give them helpful information to sort of alleviate that concern and sort of help them deal with those worries. Let's try to take the cap off a bottle. They already had the cap off of it. And step number three, you want to tell them what to do next. That could be like, hey, go get a book, or it could be register for a webinar or share this video, like whatever, but you always want to have some kind of call to action. Okay, so let's have some examples. Let's say you're an ad agency and you're serving local businesses. So, man, a lot of local businesses are freaked out. And I do not have all of the answers for every type of business category out there, by the way. Like, I wish I did, but I don't. But let's say that you're in that business, and so you've been the ad agency that sort of helps the dry cleaners and the restaurant and the liquor store and all that stuff. You're in that business. It's a good business to be in, by the way. Here's their worry. What am I going to do? Let's say they're open, they can stay open, but people can't leave the house or whatever. What am I going to do? Well, you could show them, hey, look, a lot of people are looking for in-home options. So here's some ways that you could conceivably take your current offer and offer it in-home. You could also educate them on, it's really cheap to get in front of people right now. They're all stuck at home. And your offer to them could be like, hey, you know what? I'm happy to put together a custom marketing plan for you for free to help you navigate all this stuff over the next 90 days, right? So that would be a classic example of how to do that. Let's say you're a life coach, right? And so their worry is like, I'm uncertain, I'm stuck at home, I'm weirded out. My kids are driving me crazy, whatever. Well, so your content would say, hey, listen, you know what? A lot of folks are stuck at home. They've never been like in such close quarters for such extended periods of time with their families before, and it's causing a lot of weirdness. Here are 3 things you can do in the moment to reduce stress. You give them that content and you help them. And then you make an offer like, hey, if you found this helpful, I'm holding a webinar, go here to register. Like really simple, but helpful, right? The key word here is helpful. It's okay to make an offer. It's even better to make an offer if you precede it by being helpful. Like the best thing we can do right now is be helpful. So this is a helpful example. If you're a business coach, or you have a consulting firm or whatever, and you serve internet businesses, here's the deal. Their worry is, I'm worried the whole economy is going to crash and business is going to go away and everything's going to be doomed. So here's what you do. You give them useful information, stats. According to this research, this many people are online right now as compared to before the situation. Here are sales across different industries online, etc. Here's how you can reach people cheaper than ever and so forth. And then your call to action might be like, hey, if you want to brainstorm some ideas, sign up for a strategy session. Speaking of that, I forgot to pitch my strategy session thing. If you have a business, got to have a business. If you have a business and you want some help brainstorming ideas on how to use intent-based branding, what to do in your offer, how to maximize the opportunity, or even if you're just weirded out and need to bounce some ideas off of us, go to kerncall.com. Strategy sessions are free. But please, you got to have a business. We can't help. It's not that we can't. We're just bad at it. We're bad at startup stuff. We're great at helping existing businesses do better. I'm not good at startup stuff. But if you have a business and you want some help, no charge, kerncall.com. Okay, so what if you're an information business serving the health market, right? Well, here's a classic way to use that framework. Their worry and concern is, hey, I'm worried that my family and I might be at risk and we might get sick. I don't know about you. I'm worried as hell about that. Like, I'm trying to be like rational and not worried about it, but still I'm like, man, if I get sick, oh my gosh, what if my little kids get sick? That'd be so bad, so I'm weirded out. So useful information is like, hey, here are 15 ways to strengthen your immune system, and I don't know what those ways would be, but that's the type of content you would give. And then your call to action is, hey, listen, since you're stuck at home anyway, this is a perfect time for a cleanse. Enroll in our 14-day detox program. Let's stay healthy together. That's where you'd actually be making an offer for the detox program, so that's straight to a pitch. Totally fine with making a pitch as long as you're not exploiting people and being uncool. They're going to buy stuff anyway. Might as well be from you. What if you're an e-com store selling makeup, right? Well, so they might not have a specific worry that is related to makeup, So step 1 is address their worries and concerns as it relates to what you sell. Well, I wouldn't necessarily go to the skincare market and be like, here's how to take care of your skin, or here's how to look good, or your worry is maybe my makeup's going to look bad during the coronavirus thing. So what do you do instead? Well, instead, you realize their human nature. Okay, well, they love beauty and stuff, and they're bored. So let's, at the very least, give them stuff that they love and alleviate that boredom. So what would you do? I'm totally kind of making all this up right now, like what you would actually say, because I know nothing about makeup. Shocker, I don't wear any. That's, what if I did and I still look this bad, right? So here's some useful information. Hey, you know what? You're stuck at home And here's how you can look amazing when you finally can leave the house. Here are 5 skin cleansing routines that are perfect to do when you don't have to go out for a while. And I think that actually might make sense, because I think there's like some masks and stuff you do, and after you do them, your skin's red for a couple of hours. So like if that kind of stuff really works, that would be very, very helpful content. And then of course, the offer would be, hey, if you like this and you want to use these masks, buy our 21-day facial rejuvenation package, right? So you get it. It's really applicable to almost every type of business. Now, not every single one of them. I'm not claiming to have the answers to every single business problem, but for people who sell things on the internet, the world is not going to stop buying things on the internet. They're probably going to buy more things on the internet because there's nothing else to do, right? So, you know, it's a silver lining is the best way I can describe it. I wish the situation wasn't here at all, but because it's here and an opportunity is presented to us to, number one, be helpful, and number two, get much cheaper market share than ever before, it would be kind of dumb not to take advantage of it. So what types of campaigns and promos work? Well, number one, if you have the type of audience that this is suitable for, do campaigns and promos that bring them together and relieves the isolation and boredom. I'm sure you guys have seen all those memes and all the footage of people like standing on their balconies of their apartments and exercising together and all of that kind of stuff. Virtual meetings like webinars and stuff, perfect for this for right now. Live webinars with Q&A, going live on Facebook, anything where you can foster a sense of community is going to be great. Virtual summits. I haven't seen many virtual summits being promoted right now. I think it's a great opportunity to do virtual summits. That's where you have a whole lot of people in one industry and they hold a multi-day summit, and like dude number A, you know, will go at 10 o'clock and then the next guy's at noon and so forth and so on. It's perfect for that because people are like, they want it. They're consuming content right now. There's only so much Netflix you can watch, you know. Challenges are great. You know, if you've got a 7-day challenge or a 14-day challenge of any kind, it would be applicable to marketing. Okay, here's our 7-day sales letter challenge. Just made that up. Right? You know, we can enroll in this challenge for $7, 7-day, $7 sales letter challenge for $7 over the next 7 days. We're going to challenge you and help you build the ultimate sales letter. Writes itself, right? Same with fitness, you know, same with all kinds of stuff, like be creative, right? So challenges are perfect. What if you're a non-internet business and you're a local business? Do not give up hope. So if you're a business that is allowed to A, stay open, or B, you have creatively thought of ways to go in home and serve people, which incidentally, there's a lot of opportunity to do that. Here are some ideas for you. Number one, the simplest, lowest hanging fruit for you is video ads, just telling people what you can do and how you can help them. The reason why is because they're like TV spots on the phone, and you saw how cheap it was, right? Like we're getting, you know, the dude in skincare is 2 minutes for a 90-second commercial about skincare. Not 2 minutes, 2 cents. I'm sorry. I'm what, 2.5 cents or something for a 2-minute video about writing? Like it's unbelievably cheap. What you need to be aware of though is targeting. So the thing that's going to make this work for you is targeting. So I just sort of right before doing this for you was thinking about a business that kind of meets that criteria, which they can offer in-home stuff. And that is Streamline Medical Clinic in Wynwood here in Miami. They're the folks that give us the IVs and Italian-ized. If you ever see us joking around on social media with freaking needles and crap hanging out of us because we get these vitamin C and vitamin B IVs trying to help, you know, strengthen our immune system. So here's how a business like that could take advantage of the fact that everybody's on social media, A, and B, it's really because ad costs are dropping, it's cheap to get in front of them. What you want to do is notice this right here. I've got their address here. Their address is 120 Northwest 36th Street, Miami, Florida. So what you can do when you're setting up a Facebook ad, whether it's a video ad or any type of ad, is you can say, okay, show this ad to everybody in a certain mile radius of this particular address. So in this case, I chose a 10-mile radius. But you can also narrow the audience down. So I started thinking, all right, who's most likely to want them to come to their house and give them some immunity boosting stuff? And I was like, well, probably people with kids. All right. So I chose age 30 to 50, because that's probably the age where people have school age kids. Probably could have done even younger than 30, really, but 30 to 50. So, these are folks at home with school age kids, whether they're, preschoolers or high schoolers or whatever. I selected parents, and then I narrowed it down and said they must also be interested in health and wellness. So don't you think that a parent who is interested in health and wellness is probably, because they're stuck at home with their kids who they desperately don't want to get sick, probably going to be a pretty good prospect for Streamline Medical Clinic to be like, hey, we're Streamline Medical Clinic. It's really important to keep your immune system strong right now. We can help you do that, and we can come to you and send a registered nurse to your house. Here's exactly what to do next. Well, look at this. There's 71,000 people within a 10-mile radius of their clinic. I chose 10 miles because it's an easily serviceable radius for them that meet these criteria, right? I had another one come to mind right before I went live, which was I've had someone buy some stuff and be on some of these live casts that practices elder law. And the person made like a really weird comment that indicated that they were kind of mad at me. I was like, I bet if I did a better job of helping that individual, they probably would not be mad at me. So I was like, what would I do to help that specific person? All right. So this is an elder law firm. So what would you do to help an elder law firm? Well, thank God, I don't think that type of business requires anyone to physically come into the business. So they're in a city, let's say they're in a city, Macon, Georgia, where I grew up. It's not where they are, but let's just say that's where they are. They would take their office, right? And they would probably do like, whatever community they're licensed to serve. And they would target people within here. I would do multiple targets. Number one, I would target people between the age of, say, 40 and 55 who have shown interest in things like Alzheimer's, dementia, and other things that would indicate they have a parent that is likely in a nursing home. Because thankfully, unfortunately, my father's passed away, but my mother, thankfully, is not in a nursing home right now. But imagine if one of your parents was in a nursing home, you would be like really, really freaked out. You would want to make sure that your parent got the best possible care they could. And that's where someone like an elder law firm could definitely come into play, be a great service to alleviate those worries and be like, hey, if you're worried about this, or if the nursing home is not taking good enough care of your parents or whatever, here's what to do next. Very simple, right? But you just need to be creative, and it's all in this targeting. And so on Facebook, there's unbelievable amounts of targeting, right? So look, here's the deal. Here's the fact of the matter. Numero uno, most of us sell stuff on the internet. Some folks follow me that don't sell things on the internet, but most of y'all, like me, we sell things on the internet. And our markets, regardless of what they are, they're stuck at home browsing the internet. And they're going to buy stuff from somebody, and it might as well be you. I think it should be you. You know why? If they're going to buy stuff from somebody anyway, and your stuff is good and it can help them, personally, I would prefer that it was you they bought from than your competition. So here's how I can help you. You must have a business in order for us to help you. We're bad at startups. I'm not trying to be elitist. It's just not my strength. We don't do a good job helping startups get started. But if you have an existing business, my office can give you a 30-minute strategery session. That is the proper pronunciation and spelling, strategery session. And we'll go over this with you. Like, okay, what's your market worried about? What's some scripting ideas? What are some ways to reach them? What type of promotion should you use? Should you do a webinar, a challenge? And maybe you've got some stuff that's working and it could be working better. Like whatever we can do to help will help, right? So go to kerncall.com. You'll see it's an embedded type form. It asks 4 questions, and then you can schedule an appointment. And that's it. There's nothing particularly exciting there. When you talk to us, I'm going to give you a shocker right now. We will try to sell you something at the end of that call if we think it's appropriate. The thing we're going to try to sell you is normally $9,800. If at the end of the call you want it, you can have it at a ridiculous discount. There you go. Consider the whole funnel revealed, right? I'm sure you are well aware whenever anyone says strategy session, they're going to try to sell you something. Well, of course we're going to try to, if we think we can help you. If we can't help you, then we won't, and we'll tell you, right? But go to kerncall.com. It's free. We're not uncool. We're not high pressure. We're not going to be like smarmy. Is that all right? Is that a word? Smarmy? Whatever, sketchy, we're really here to help, and we can. So kerncall.com, ladies and gentlemen. And again, this is really only for people who actually have businesses. Now, I got you some questions over here. I'm going from, I'm on the YouTubes and the Facebooks right now as I'm doing this live. If you're watching this after March 23rd, you're watching this recorded. Let's see here. What's up, Dax, my man? Look, check this out. I can just like click on people's names and it just shows their comments. Thank you very much, Terry. I appreciate that. Let's see here. Tea Not Coffee says, I think cleaning companies are going to make a killing. Yes, I think so too. I think anything that's going to be in like the disinfecting business or whatever, anything that'll be vital like that, I'm sure they're going to do well, which is good. I also think that people who can jump in front of parents and offer them some sort of virtual activity for the kids, like a homeschooling environment or whatever, I think they're going to do extremely well. So this isn't like, just me spitballing, but imagine if you know how to teach kids how to play piano and you could do that virtually. I'd get right in front of anybody I could, I would just run video ads, saying like targeting, because you can target people between certain ages that are parents of small children or high school children or whatever, that are also interested in music, that are in a certain geographic location or not, and say, hey, if your kids need to be stimulated right now, a great way to keep them occupied and happy is through music. Here's how to teach them to play, an instrument on the computer or whatever, and then go sign up for some online classes. Like, we got to get creative here. You know what I mean? But I concur with Tea Not Coffee that cleaning companies are in fact going to do well. Hello to you, kind sir, from Florida. Okay, let's see here. This dude is worried about GC and his tenants not paying rent. I have no idea how that's going to work. I'm not particularly worried about that, but I don't know. I'm not an expert in any of that kind of thing. I'm just good at ads. Like the only thing I can advise anybody about is what to say before somebody clicks on your website and then what to do after they click. Everything else, don't want to listen to me. No good. Okay. Thank you very much, Jennifer. I appreciate that. It is nice. Hello. I'm just like randomly showing people's stuff right here. All right. So Mike says he helps restaurants get customers. So dude, if your restaurants are willing to do home delivery, it's a no-brainer right now. Just run video ads going, are you tired of all the stuff that the stuff you can get on Uber Eats? Have you exhausted the entire menu? Well, we're right down the road and we also deliver. Here's what we got. Here's what I want you to do next. Like, it's just so cheap to do it, right? Just test it. You'll see, like using the same targeting options I just showed you for Streamline. Really, really simple. You could also target specific neighborhoods if you want that restaurant to service a neighborhood that is most likely to pay maybe, a premium if the restaurant isn't usually a delivery style restaurant or whatever. Because you're in the business of running ads and stuff, I think you kind of get it, right? Okay, let's see here. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate that. Let's see here. DC Block says, let's talk more ads. What do you want to talk about, man? Let's see here. Kim Hillman says, I help business owners create online courses. I need ideas for a lead magnet that would interest them. I'm trying to grow my list to do a launch. I wouldn't do a launch right now. I would do it through webinar. And the lead magnet would be how to take your knowledge from your current business and turn it into a virtual course. One thing I would be very careful of, which I'm sure you are, is to not make any sort of claims that like, it doesn't matter what it is, everything can be turned into a course and sold. I don't think that's true. I'm sure you realize it's not true either. And I'm also sure that you would not make any sort of unsubstantiated claims, but I would advise you to make sure you have your messaging on point. And I would just have them sign up for a webinar. You know, I mean, why do a launch? Why wait to get the offer in front of them? They're bored. They're home now. Let's go. You know, let's see here. Alan, there we go. Alan says, are y'all seeing this? Yeah, you see this on the screen. If I like share my, like, look, if I know I'm looking at the other monitor, but if I look at this one and look at these things, it gets all weird like that. So that's why I'm not making eye contact with y'all. I feel rude doing it. Sorry. Alan says, my clients are kitchen remodelers. I do lead generation for them. What type of advice do you have to build an invisible list for that market? Okay, so I would say, who do those kitchen remodelers serve? And my guess is going to be that it's residential, right? So I would make content and I would address the fact that, you know, again, we're only wanting to attract people who are interested in remodeling the kitchen, right? So I wouldn't try to make it for everybody. It's a huge part of intent-based branding, by the way, is the videos you show to strangers, they really need to be totally awful to everybody except the people you want to do business with. So the content might say something like, hey, were you thinking about remodeling your kitchen and then all this weird stuff happened and now you're kind of on hold because no one can come remodel your kitchen for you and you don't want to be stuck in the house with them while they're remodeling it? Could be a blessing in disguise. And the reason why is there are 5 major things that can really go wrong when you do a kitchen remodel. And in this video, I'm going to show you thing number 1, and I'm going to show you how you can avoid it. And then just keep on giving those tips and give those tips and give those tips. And you'll end up with this big invisible list of people that when this stuff passes and they're like, finally, I can remodel my kitchen, who's going to be the person they like, they know, they trust, they're familiar with? It's going to be you. And that's when you want to, of course, as soon as you're legally able to actually go remodel kitchens, start running lead gen ads, you know, and yes, we can come remodel your kitchen now, you know, and here's our post situation discount we're willing to do to everybody who lives in X neighborhood. And, you know, we would cross that bridge when we come to it. But building the invisible audience is inexpensive in my experience right now, based on the stats I've shown you. It's a good idea to do it. You know, I really would. Let's see. Oh, Shane Kipper said, would you make the webinar automated or do it frequently? It really depends. So there's pros and cons to both. I love live webinars because they tend to convert really well and it's just great energy. You're able to interact with people and it's they like it, you know. So if you can do it live, I do as many live webinars as you can if you've got the time, because they typically tend to work better. If you're going to do it automated, my suggestion is to have the just-in-time version, you know, where it's 15 minutes from now or whatever, as well as the ability to choose a time. And don't try to do the thing where it like shows fake attendees and fake comments and all that stuff. I think that'll diminish your credibility. Not that you would, but I would advise against that. That's just like, you know, is what it is. Okay, let's see here. Michael Kolb says, do you offer any courses on how to become a marketing consultant? I'm a copywriter, but I want to become a consultant. All my copy clients needed consulting so far. Isn't that funny? Because like you can bring them all the traffic, but after the click, their systems are all hosed up. If you go to kernmethod.com, you can learn about getting certified in Sandor. It's very expensive and it's not for everybody. However, that training at kernmethod.com is in and of itself helpful to you. So even if you don't want to get certified, I think you'll find that helpful. Sweet. Okay. Josner Saintel? Dude, I think I totally messed that up. By the way, guys, if I'm missing any questions or whatever, or you want to go deeper on this stuff and want some help, please go to kerncall.com. I think we can help you. If we can't, we'll tell you. You know, we'll ask a series of questions right at the beginning of the call. And we're like, dude, I don't know. Well, we're not going to waste 30 minutes of your time dragging that out. But chances are we can help. So at kerncall.com, you'll see a really beautifully designed I can't even keep a straight face. You'll see a dumb looking site that I built with a headline and a type form that asks 4 questions. One of those questions is something like, is it even remotely possible you would want to buy something from me? If you say no to that, we'll decline the call because we will attempt to sell you something, but we'll do it in a very polite way and it will be at a discount. Okay, so back to you, kind sir. He says, how about for music, like the type of ads you'd run? So I'm going to assume This is to drive traffic and awareness and brand awareness for an actual musician. So this is like mindless. I would run like 15-second video ads where it has clips of the song. I would test that driving to the Spotify channel directly. I would also run, like, I would create videos of the song, even if it's not like a real music video, if it's just images in the background done with ScreenFlow or whatever. And I would take, let's say your Spotify channel has got 20 songs on it or whatever, and I would take like the best one and I would run that as an ad. And this is a video ad, so like the song's 90 seconds and your video ad just might like have random words just kind of saying, hey, listen to this, turn up your sound, go to our Spotify to get more for free. And then just the whole point is just driving people to that Spotify channel to get more subscribers to it. It works very, very well for podcasters. A lot of podcasters do this. As a matter of fact, here, let me show you a great example of this. Since we're just messing around here, it's the tool I'm looking for. Facebook ads library. Good Lord, Frankie. Ain't got no sense today. Facebook can't talk and type at the same time. Ads library. Here we go. I'll pull it on the screen here for us. Okay. So one of my clients, well, she's no longer a client, actually. She doesn't need to be. She is doing so well. Where are you here? These are all the people I've been spying on. This is a client. She does really well. But it's this one. Let's see. Oh, the Life Coach School. Am I typing this wrong? Let's see if I can find her. Cool. So this lady is just so on point. Really, really smart. Look at how many ads she runs to her podcast. Right. And so the reason I'm sharing this with you is because it's a similar thing you would do for music. She's got like this incredibly good podcast. A lot of people subscribe to it. And if you look, Facebook ads library, you can see 1, 2. Well, that's all Facebook showing us right now. Usually a lot more. Their ads library has been weird lately, but usually she's running a lot. Another person who does a great job of this is Amy Porterfield. Runs people straight to the old podcast, right? And where are you? Let's see here. Here's one. See all these driving folks to the old podcast there. I think that's 1, 2, maybe not. But yeah, that's what I do. I think I sort of made the point, Okay, let's see here. So let me get that out of the way so you can see the blatant and obnoxious ad for kerncall.com right there in front of us. Let's see here. You're welcome, Kim. Okay. Isaiah says, how would you apply this strategy to selling a membership site teaching singing lessons for Christian adults? Dude, it's simple. I would use intent-based branding to show content videos about how to sing gospel music or whatever the type of music is. I would assume you're showing them how to teach gospel. Right. And I'd say something like, if you've always wanted to be really good at singing gospel, check this out. That's how I'd begin the video. Right. And I don't know if you can say, are you a Christian in the ad? Politically correct people might not let you over there at Facebook. But anyway, have you always wanted to? Have you always been interested in learning how to sing gospel really, really well? Here's how to do it. And I would show that to people that were in whatever demographic you wanted, so let's just say you're only serving the United States. Choose the United States, choose the age range of the folks that you're probably going to be most magnetic to. And then by interest, you can likely choose like pastors, churches, books, all kinds of stuff indicating that they're Christian. And you can further target them by segmenting that they're also on top of that interested in music, gospel music, singing, etc. And so if they watch that first video, now they're in your invisible list. Then you show them more content about, hey, here's how to sing this hymn properly, or here's what to do when you don't know what key it's in, or whatever. I'm just making stuff up. And then of course you also run offers, which would be, hey, if you're really serious about learning how to sing gospel music, then try our gospel music monthly. You can try it out for 30 days for $1 or whatever you want to do, and let it rip. Let it go. I know people buy like how to play music stuff online for sure. One of our clients that are in the very same program that we will make a very friendly and respectful attempt to sell you if you go to kerncall.com and have a strategy session with us. He is in the how to play guitar better niche, and he's doing great, and everyone knows Jermaine Griggs. He's got Hear and Play, I think is what it is. Shows people how to play a gazillion types of instruments. Anyone serving musicians. I was a musician professional, being loosely used. For 4 years, I was on the road, and man, if I was still a practicing musician, all I would be doing right now, stuck at home, would be practicing playing guitar. So it's a pretty good market to be in right now of all times, but it is also an evergreen market. Okay, let's see here. Mike Coburn says, are you guys still doing card-on-card advertising? No, I gave that agency to Grant in November of 2019, and he's just wonderful, and I hope he lives to be 1 million and makes billions of dollars and lives happily ever after. Okay, let's see here. DC Block says, what would you suggest for targeting high-paying clients? I have a car care company, and we seem to be pulling a lot of ordinary daily drivers. Okay, so this is a physically located service deliverable, meaning they're either coming to you or you're going to them, which is good because you can target neighborhoods, right? So if you go, let's see if I can do this, y'all. I'll just kind of walk you through it. Hang on, I'm going to pull up my Facebook account and another window. Here's the word I'm looking for. And then I'll bring it over onto this screen and we'll sort of do some dummy targeting. All right. And so hang on while I pull all this stuff up. Okay. Demo. There we go. All righty. So can y'all see that? Oh, I'm going to assume you can see that. I can't see your comments right now because the StreamYard tab is over here. All right. So let's go full screen on this. By the way, if I start getting all blurry, it's because I got this monitor mounted webcam thing. Let's go to ads. This is where I go just to show how to do this type of targeting stuff. Actually, I'm going to go into ad sets. I'm going to get an edit. And let's say you're here in Miami. All right. And let's say that you want to target folks who got some gosh dang money. Well, I no longer live there, but I used to live in a building called the Regalia Building in Sunny Isles here. And so I can type in, there we go. I can type right here, 1975, I think this is it, Collins. Is that right? Yeah. Okay. So that's the address of the building called the Regalia Building. All right. And so now this is within 10 miles. That's too big, right? I just want to target, let's just say you want to run a campaign to get folks in that building alone, or at least as close as you can. So I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to drop this down to 1 mile radius. All right. So kablamo. Now what we can do, all right, and this is usually acts up whenever I try to do this on camera. I can now start doing exclusion zones. So see on the screen where I'm doing exclusion. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop a pin. And if this is the Regalia Building right here, I'm going to drop a pin right by it. Now, dang it. See, it always does this when I'm on camera. Okay. So I'm going to go down to 1 mile here as well. Now, look, I want to take this red one. Come on, red one. Quit being a peckerhead. It's not letting me drag it. I want to take this red one and basically move it so where it's right off the center here of this little blue point. So it's going to be a butt head and not do me right here. So hang on, let me see if I can adjust it. I'm going to get rid of it and I'll drop the pin again. Okay, I'll drop it right here. Did you do that again? Come on, man. Come on, man. Why are y'all messing with me, Facebook? All right, there we go. So I almost did it. So I need to do it one more time. So basically I would do it so that circle, see that red circle? It's a little bit to the left of that blue dot. And I would do like a sunflower shape of circles. These are exclusion zones. And it would basically end up only showing the ad to people who are in this building or right around this building. And then I would do the same thing for the Porsche Towers, for the Armani building. Actually, that's not built. For Aquilina, for the residences at the Four Seasons. I would do it for certain neighborhoods like Golden Beach. I would do it for you get it, right? You just target the neighborhoods who got money. And then if you show them ads, they're like, dude, your car's probably all messed up and we'll fix it or whatever, So pretty simple, right? Not readily evident, but a pretty simple approach to do. Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go and hang out with my little children. I just kind of wanted to give you guys an update. I know you're hearing, actually, I don't know what you're hearing, but it's, it's still unnerving out there. And I just wanted to give upon you some, some good news. Some stuff's working pretty good. We don't have to stay home and do nothing. A lot of us have a lot of opportunity, and so if you would like us to help you, again, it's no charge. Go to kerncall.com. You can get a strategy session. Please, it's only if you have an existing business. I'm not trying to be elitist. I'm just very forthcoming with you. We are not good at the how to start a business thing. Not good at it. Wish I was. Not good at it. Real good at how to take a business and make it do better. We're very, very good at that. So if you need some help with that and you have a business, go to kerncall.com, 4 questions there. You can schedule a time with us. I'll go ahead and tell you what the phone call is like so you won't be surprised. We're going to use the oldest trick in the book. It's a 3-stage process we go through. Number 1, we're going to see if we actually can help you. If we can't, we'll tell you right then, oh man, sorry, we don't know what to do, right? If we can, we're going to use the oldest trick in the book and we're going to actually help you. And if you enjoy that conversation, we might say something like, hey, we have this program where you work with Frank and the rest of the team. We work together for a year and it's normally $9,800 and you can have it at a great big discount because we're trying to see what happens. Are you interested? That's kind of how that call will go. And regardless of what you do, you're going to be treated with respect and kindness because that's how we roll. So if you're wondering, I wonder what the big funnel is, I just told you that's the entire funnel. So there you go. Okay. Looks like I'm hiding under my own name here on the screen. Oh, no, I'm not. Okay. I can see it. All right, y'all. Thank you very much, by the way, for showing up here. I appreciate it. I agree. I need to get these stickers made. That would be awesome. But I need to get the older version. There was like another version that looks so good that, I'm blanking on my man's name. Dude, I'm so sorry for forgetting your name, but he made it look like the JFK ones. It's great. Maybe one day we'll do that. All right, homies. Y'all have a good day. Take it easy. Go to kerncall.com. Please type that in the comments for me if you would. And I appreciate y'all for watching. Off we go. Gonna watch Boondock Saints tonight, I think. Okay. See you later.